Hey guys, Adam here, and with my little boy Sydney. Good dog, sort of. Anyway, we are here for a new segment I like to call On the Couch Rewind, where I review movies from the past in anticipation for upcoming sequels or remakes. Alright, and today I'm going to review 300. Now, back in 2007, I was actually looking forward to this movie because I heard good things about it. Unfortunately, I wasn't 18, even though the rating says 17 or older. Actually, no, I don't even think I was 17 yet. Damn it! Anyway, so when I finally got to watch it, I thought it was pretty cool. So how does it hold up today? Not as well as it did back in 2007, to be honest. Not saying that's a bad movie. It's still a good movie. It just wouldn't be the 8 out of 10 that I would have given it if hadn't I reviewed it then. I mean, so let's just start off with what it's about. By this point, everyone should know what 300 is about. 300 Spartans go to battle 1,000,000 Persians and die. That about sums it up. Now, what I like about this, besides the visuals, is indeed the story. Because the story's like, it's the underdog, kind of like like Rocky, basically, where they work hard to achieve their goal, but they end up falling a little short. But it inspires everybody to stand up and become more kind of like Rocky. So yeah, I mean, basically, that's what I like. I don't always have to see like a happy underdog story, but as long as it actually helps inspire a group of people, and that's what 300 did. It actually inspired a nation to stand up to the Persian army, despite them dying. But they knew it was a suicide mission, but they went anyway because they knew if they did it, no one would. So it was less about them winning a battle and more of them showing people it doesn't matter how small of a chance you have, you still have to go. And that's what I really like, and that's what's really cool about the story I like. Now, visually, it still looks good. It's a comic book. It's a comic book movie. Unfortunately, visually it's still not as groundbreaking as it was. As a matter of fact, if anything, it makes Sin City actually looks better, and that came out 2 years before 300 did. And Sin City still holds up, but I'll get to that when the sequel is further closer. But anyway, 300 is still a good movie. I still enjoy watching it. But like I said, the visuals are not as impressive. It's obvious about the green screen. The CGI is not as good. Especially the wolf at the beginning of the movie. It's actually pretty embarrassing, to be honest, when you look at it. It does look like it was a made-for-TV wolf. Hell, it makes the wolves from Game of Thrones look amazing, which they are. But Game of Thrones has a much lower budget than 300 does, which is kind of embarrassing. With that said, though, 300's still a good movie. I don't know what else to talk about besides how impressive, good looking it is. Zack Snyder really does show his ability to take a comic book and recreate it. I mean, he even did the same thing with Watchmen. But yeah, 300 is still a good movie. The acting is really good. This is straight up testosterone fuel manliness right here. Okay? This is every man kicking ass. Not even caring. This is a movie that gets you pumped. Just raging testosterone fueled awesomeness here. That's what this movie is testosterone to the max. But with that also, the acting is really solid too. There's really not a single bad actor in this movie. What? Nah, she sees something. Anyway, but yeah, the acting is good. Gerard Butler still is good in this. Hi, Sydney, everybody. Anyway, Gerard Butler's still really good in this. Dominic West is still good as playing a villain. Lena Headey, props to her, because I think this is what got her the role for Cersei in Game of Thrones, is just how she's capable of holding herself, presenting herself as being a force to reckon with, despite the fact that both Cersei and Queen Gorga are both polar opposites in terms of personality. Anyway, but yeah, I'm trying to think, who else? Michael Fassbender was in this movie. Yeah, he was a Spartan. So yeah, he was in this movie. Scott Glenn was in this movie, but then again, he's been in almost every Zack Snyder movie that I've seen him in, except for, surprisingly, Man of Steel. I didn't see him in Man of Steel, which was weird. But yeah, Scott Glenn does a good job. Everyone does a good job in this movie. And this is actually one of the few times where I accept CGI blood in a movie. When I look at CGI blood, yeah, it looks bad, but it's meant to be. It's a comic book. It's supposed to be very stylized. Other than that, if it's any other kind of movie, I would say no to CGI blood because I can't stand it. It takes away from what could be grittiness. But here it works because it is a comic book movie. It can be made into a comic. It can be stylized to its advantage. But like I said, visually, CGI wise, it's not as good as it is. It's still a good looking movie, but just not as good looking as it used to be. With that said, I'd have to give 300. Like I said, had I reviewed this back when it first came out, I would give 300 an 8 out of 10. But I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Just because of the fact that some of the CGI is just not as good as it was back in the day. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for 300. Still a good movie. Still recommend it as a good piece of comic book or even sword and sandal style epics. If you're a sword and sorcery kind of guy, go watch it. I recommend it. Hell, right here, 300. Own it on DVD. The day it came, like a week after it came out, I got it. It was actually the first time I bought it. This is the first time I bought it, and I don't regret it since because it was a good movie. I enjoyed the shit out of it. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for 300. I'll be back tomorrow with 300 Rise of an Empire, which I will be seeing tonight at a pre-screening. Later, afterward, and tomorrow I will also be seeing Peabody and Sherman. So I'll see you guys next time, and hurrah!